What is up, everybody? This is O-Artistry here, and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be going through a deck profile. So, as you guys know, NTM is finished, and now we're going through kind of like our next season, and I thought it'd be good to kind of give updates on how that's going, but also a bit of a lead up into the next tournaments and like what decks were played and things like that. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun just to kind of give those little bits of a download. So that tournament itself was actually on the 24th of January, and our next one is literally around the corner. It is super close. It's literally the 21st of Feb, so we got about 6 days until the next one. So happy Valentine's Day, first of all, for all you lovely duelists. And yeah, I thought it'd be good to kind of talk about all sorts, you know, in terms of like how the deck went, and what cards I used, kind of like what my opponents played and their strategies. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting up the list currently. So here we go. So I've got that list of kind of who played what. So we're going to go into my actual deck. So the deck I played was Fire Kings. Now this isn't a full power Fire King deck, and overall I came 4th place. Won 2 games, lost 2 games, almost won a 3rd game. Now you'll notice that there's specific cards that I don't have, and it's just pure. It's not like Snake Eyes or anything in there. It's literally just a pure Fire King deck. The reason for that was I planned the Beware the 12 kind of like storyline, as it were. Got that all ready, got it all built, made everything in readiness for it, and prepped, and then was like, but what deck am I actually bringing first? And literally days before the tournament, like 2 to 3 days, I decided I'm gonna go Fire King. I had some rarity bumps already in the deck, and I was literally like to RJ, I was like, RJ, I need some staples, mate. I need some stuff. The idea is a lot of the staples that I have are going to be kind of carrying from one deck to the next. So you'll see quite a few familiar cards, but every deck will have like maybe slightly different ratios or different kind of, you know, strategies and everything in there. So yeah, Fire King, it was for a test drive. I think since 2 years that I've played this deck, it has been a long time, so I had to re-familiarize myself with the deck, how the strategy even remotely worked and everything. So I just quickly watched videos on like how the deck basically functions. A lot of the deck profiles obviously include all the new support and everything, which I don't have, so I was like, oh my word, I just need to learn the base strategies. But this was my deck. I faced, first of all, my first opponent was against Reese D, and he was playing Branded Shaddoll. We have a lot of branded decks. Last year was like the reign of Blue Eyes, but towards the end of the year, obviously, we had the branded structure decks. So now that's probably more what we're going to see. Obviously, 100% though, like, this is the year for Jack, my word. There's so much Red Dragon Archfiend support, Dark Magician support. Just Jack is eating well, ladies and gentlemen. He is absolutely eating. He is going to be I think he's going to be the silent player who's going to like all of a sudden rack up a whole lot of wins, especially with all the new Rocket support and everything, like full art. It's going to be mad. But like, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, without further ado, let's actually just dive into the deck profile. Well, actually, before that, so my first game with Reese D, there was a bit of back and forth, but I managed to kind of overcome a lot of the strategies. You play Winder a lot, but I would deal with Winder first, and then summon monsters with Winder gone, and everything, so that was all completely fine. Then game 2, I ended up facing Nathan and his Exodia deck. That was basically ouch. Like, my first Like the first one was like a brick hand and he just absolutely just smashed me. And then in the second game, it was a lot better. We did a lot better, but he got ultimate victory, which was like fair enough. And then my third opponent, I think, was Sean with Black Wings. I can't actually remember my third opponent, if I'm being honest, but I'm pretty sure it was Sean. And it's always fun playing Sean. He was playing Black Wings. I felt bad because I was like, well, I'm just gonna blow up your board. And then Tom was playing kind of like a branded, it was like a pure branded strategy. I had ways of dealing with a lot of his deck, and he won the first game. I actually OTK'd in the second game, and then in the third game though, it was a very close back and forth, but he managed to pull it off in the end. But it was a very close game. So yeah, overall, all things considered, like not playing this for like 2 years and just literally quickly pulling everything together like in a few days, this was actually really solid. So yeah, without further ado, now let's actually look card for card at this deck and what it actually does. Okay, so the first cards to look at is the legendary Fire King Ponix. This is kind of your starter. He's a level 1, so it was perfect for cards like one for one and everything. Easy to search, easy to pop, a lot of recursion with his own abilities, because obviously if a monster is destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon this from the hand. Then if it's normal special summons, you can add a Fire King spell or trap from your deck to the hand, and then during the next standby phase after it was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can re-add it back to your hand. So there's a lot of just really nice recursion with it. And then you can use cards like Fire King Island to pop it and then get it back to your hand, and all sorts, like just really nice strategies. And you get a really powerful board presence either by summoning Kieran and Garunix, or even just going into Garunix Eternity. Just some really nice monsters that you can easily quickly special summon, because like if this card is in your hand, you can destroy one other fire monster in your hand or field, and then if you do special summon this card, so you can pop the Ponix to summon this or something else. What's really cool about this one is if a card was destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon this card from the graveyard or hand. So what you can do is you can use Fire King Island to destroy Ponix. If it was normal special summons, you can add, like for example, Fire King Sanctuary, pop it with Island, because you're allowed just to. This allows you to, when this is activated, you can place Island from your deck. So you would use maybe a normal special summon on Ponix, get Fire King Sanctuary. When this is activated, you place this, so it's not getting negated. So then you can play Fire King Island, then destroy Ponix. Ponix then allows you from the destruction of Fire King Island, allows you to search for Garunix, and then because Ponix was destroyed, you can immediately then summon Garunix, which is really nice. So you just get this nice, really cool combo. So if this guy's normal special summon, you can destroy a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast from your hand, deck, or face up on the field. So that's really cool that you can just destroy a card because you're not sending, you're destroying. Or adding, so you can literally just like blow up one of these guys, which is really cool, and just get some additional effects. So this one, for example, is if this card is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, you can target one in your grave and then special summon it. I think this is then. One of these is once per turn after this card was destroyed by a card effect sent to the graveyard, you can add a Fire King card from your deck to your hand, so during your next standby phase. And obviously this is a quick effect, and during the main phase, so it doesn't specify either, so you could do this in your turn, you could do this in your opponent's turn. It was very nice. And then obviously if your opponent special summons a monster, you can then just immediately exceed summon. So you can just wait, and once they special summon, you can just go into Garunix Eternity, which when it's exceed summon, you can destroy all other monsters on the field. So you can just blow up their entire board. And then obviously, during the next standby phase, you're just adding products back. So there's a lot of just recursion with the deck, which I really liked. Avatar was a monster negate. which is really cool. So when a monster effect is activated while this is on the field, you can negate the activation, destroy one other fire monster from your hand or face up on the field, and then if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one and then bring it back except for itself, but you negate the effects and you destroy it during the end phase. So obviously during that standby phase, so let's say you destroy Ponix during the next standby phase, you could add it back to your hand and all that type of stuff. This one is a spell trap negate, or is it Barong? Which one is it? Oh yeah, no, it is this one. Rangbal. So when a spell or trap card is activated while this card is on the field, you can negate the activation, destroy one fire monster from your hand or face up on the field. And then Barong is just if a face up fire you control is destroyed by a card effect, then you can special summon this card from the hand, and then during the next standby phase you can just add a card. Ash Blossom is a really great negate. It's also a fire. So funny enough, you can actually blow up a whole load of this stuff because it is literally when a fire monster is destroyed or all that type of stuff. So yeah, you get a whole load of those amazing stuff. Draw and Lockbird is really important because obviously there's a lot of cards that's adding, searching, doing all that type of stuff. So yeah, draw is amazing. Now this is based off, I pretty much use draw from the ban list because obviously now the ban list is in full effect for Feb, but I want to get it nice and early, so that's like totally fair. Because I think, you know, with if I go to the semis now, that's the limited. Yeah, so draw is the newest semi, which is interesting. So I already only had 2 anyways, so I just slided those. So that's like perfectly fine in my opinion. Whoops, daisies. So the next cards then was Kashtir Fenrir. So Fenrir is if you control the monsters, you can just special summon this card, and then you can use one of those effects. So it's a great starter just to immediately put on the board, attempt to maybe search, so you can stop your opponent's, like, you know, ashes or anything, because, you know, and you only need like these 2 anyways, like these 2 bad boys, so it's always good. But yeah, powerful like monsters in the main deck. Then the spells and traps, so like, yeah, 1 for 1, so you're sending a monster from there to the graveyard, special summon 1 from your hand or deck, which the only ones really you want to summon is Ponix. Viking Island, you're pretty much using its other ability, because you can do, if you control a monster, special summon a Fire Wing Beast from your hand. You could optionally do that, but I'd rather just destroy a card and then add. That's much better. Circle of the Fire Kings is pretty interesting because you can target 1 fire monster you control and a fire in your graveyard. So you pop the one and special summon the other, so there's some fun shenanigans you can do with that. Skyburn is that depending on how many Fire Kings you control and how many cards your opponent controls, you can pop them. And then if a Fire King you control would be destroyed by a battle card effect, would be destroyed by a card effect, not by battle, you can banish this from the grave instead. So it gives you a nice little extra protection as well. Cobra, you know, Cobra is like a great staple. Dark Hole is actually really good in this deck in particular, because you want to be destroying your cards. You want to blow them up so you can get all your additional effects, and basically also trying to you know, blow up your opponent's board as well. So like, yeah, this is really good because you can just get like additional effects after the fact you've used Dark Hole, or just blow up your opponent's board and then just summon a strong presence, and then there's nothing they can really do about it. Triple Tactics Talent is really nice because obviously if one of our card effects is negated, we can use Triple Tactics. Pod Prosperity, it was funny enough, this was in the deck and I never saw it. I think maybe 1 game I drew it, and I think that was the one I OTK'd, so I didn't even need to use it. Twin Twisters is really good for back row removal, because obviously you can, you know, we're constantly getting Ponix and everything, so, you know, most of the time, so Twin Twisters is always kind of live. Harpies is also just great. Book of Moon has been quite valuable actually. It's been really good to slow opponents down because the extra deck is used a lot these days, so just flipping a monster face down so they don't know how, you know, they can't use it for materials is really good. But also it, you know, if our opponent summons something nasty, we can just set it and then deal with it. Because I flipped in one of the games, I flipped Nathan's Exodia. Like, I attempted one thing, he negated it, and I was like, okay, now I have a 1-turn reprieve with Book of Moon. I couldn't deal with it, unfortunately, but it was one way I could have. Then we have Monster Reborn. Just it's a fine staple just to revive one of our cards. Torrential Tribute, again, if a monster is summoned, blow up all the boards and we still get a whole load of board presence. Imperm is always fantastic, you know, because it's just negating a card. And Solemn Strike. Solemn has been really good, especially Mystery to Mastery, and that has been proven time and time again. There's a really useful card to use. So in the extra deck, yes, Runic Eternity, absolutely fantastic because it allows you to destroy all the cards, to touch a material, pop a card, it gains a permanent 500 boost. If this card is destroyed while it has materials, you can special summon Fire Kings up to the grave, up to the number of materials, so you could, like, you know, if need be, Dark Hole this thing and then get the materials back, so that's really solid. Dingrisu is, you know, this is a really solid one because it's a rank 8, and, you know, really powerful. Again, also Hope Harbinger, it's a really solid level 8. Heat Soul's really good. The extra deck was really solid. It was good to have Linkuriboh back, because we could either go into Salomon Great Almirage or Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh actually did a little bit of work getting rid of, like, Ponix, because you can link it off and summon stuff, and then, you know, this can do things. You know, we got IP Masquerena as well as SP Little Knight. SP is clutch. Phoenix is always fantastic because you can pop a card, you know, in the Spell and Trap zone. We have Peaconite Eerily, which is really nice. It's a solid, you know, card. Heater is always useful because if your opponent's playing fires, we can just steal one of theirs. I tried Firefighting Dromedar. I never summoned this card, but it does require 2 Beast Warrior Wing Beasts, and then it gains the attack for each one on the field, so it would gain attack points. Then you could destroy Spell Trap on each and destroy them, and when this card destroys a monster by battle, you could target one of your own and then add it back to your hand. So it's not, like, terrible. It fits the strategy. I just never summoned it. There was just never a need. So in terms of then the side deck is quite interesting because a lot of these are just kind of following the deck as well. So we'll have a lot of staples here that will follow the deck, and then these will follow suit. So yeah, Avata is always useful as a third copy just in case. Barong, I had a second copy. Dogran was the one and only kaiju. I think this was in my main deck and not my side. I can't remember what I actually did with Dogran, but I did use it once or twice to tribute one of my opponent's annoying monsters and summon it. Ghost Ogre is really good, and then Ghost Sister's always really solid as well. And Ghost Bell, to be fair, these are all really good hand traps. Like, you know, I'd say Ghost Sister's probably the worst of them, but these are really good. Solemn Warning is a bit more risky because you're paying quite a bit of life points, but it is really powerful. Cosmic Cyclone, just to banish a spell or trap, is good. Regeki to blow up boards. Oh no, we've got Monster Reborn in here, so I had to have ran Dog Run. I think what it was, if I remember this right, I think how the deck worked, I realized what the mistake was. I've got Dog Run here, and then I had a second Dog Run in the side. That's what I remember. So I'll quickly correct that, because I just realized I had 2 Monster Reborns in here, and I'm like, that's not legal. This was what I actually had. There we go. So that makes way more sense. So it was Dogran here first, and then I had a second Dogran just in case. So that's what the side deck was. So I do apologize for that. But that's okay. We make mistakes, we learn, and we work on it. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. So that was really good. In terms of one of the other 12 I used, so Sean faced it. It was, oh yeah, of course it was, because he faced Cyber Dragon, so that was one of the 12, and then I faced him after, so it was Sean that I faced with Fire Kings. That's right, I remember, that is how it went down. So yeah, Cyber Dragons was really good. I actually OTK'd. And the crazy thing is it's not a full power, which is why I'm not showing what the deck looks like yet. But this was, I just wanted to show this one off first. So yeah, this video isn't as long, but I hope you enjoyed having a bit of a look at the inside of what I was playing, why I was playing it. Look forward to the next one, because that's going to be pretty awesome. I've gone for something a little bit experimental. It's one of the decks that I have ran before ages ago, to be honest. It's had some fairly recent support, which has been really good, because when I first played it, it had Flippin' X. So it had a Link monster for support, and then it had a good couple more cards to support, and now it's had even more fairly recent, like maybe last year or the year before, that it got more support. And then I decided to not go with the typical grain of the deck, because if you're gonna combine it with two things, it is normally this and this, and I've actually decided to go for something else. It's something I've not actually tried before, which is really fascinating in its own way, because I had a lot of the cards, but not the main card that you need, that made it an absolute nightmare. And I pulled it ages ago, but it was, I'll be honest with you, it was on the ban list. It is no longer on the ban list, so maybe that will be an interesting hint to what the deck could potentially be, but you'll have to wait and see on that one. That's all I'll say about that member of the 12. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile, and kind of getting a bit of just insider perspective, really, of what's been going on with the tournaments. Fourth, which is really cool. I'm for a first tournament, back in 2026, and using a deck that I haven't used in ages, I was really proud of my performance. I played my absolute best, all things considered, because yes, I don't have full power Fire King, so and it's going up against some crazy decks, so it's good to know that Fire King can still put in the work. So yeah, look forward to the next video. Thank you so much for liking. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content like this one. Flipping Egg, get my teeth in. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and make sure to putty on, peeps. Take care, guys. It was great to see you. We'll see you in that next video. Bye.